Hi everyone. Let's learn about the concept of frame allocation in this video. Okay, what is the meaning of frame allocation? So frame allocation deals with the problem that given that there are multiple processes in the computer's memory, how are we going to allocate the fixed number of free frames in the computer's memory to these multiple competing processes? So that problem is called as the frame allocation problem. Okay, to say in simple terms, frame allocation deals with the problem of how to allocate the available free frames to the processes which are requesting for frames. So for an example, if I have to tell you an example, consider the simple case of a single user system in which you have 128 KB of memory, and if the page size is 1 KB, then the system will be left with 128 frames. So in that case, let's say assume that the operating system takes 35 KB. Then 128 minus 35, you are left with 93 free frames. Let's say initially all this 93 free frames are put onto the free frame list, and then assume that we are using pure demand paging. So already we have learned that pure demand paging is a type of paging wherein the operating system starts its execution with no pages initially in the computer's memory. So all these 93 frames are initially empty. And so when a process starts execution, it will generate a sequence of page faults. So we will have for 93 frames, we will be getting 93 page faults. And the first 93 page faults will get all the free frames from the free frame list. And when all the free frames are exhausted, let's say you have a 94th page reference, and it is actually referring to a page on the disk, and we need to load the page from the disk into the memory. But then we don't have a free frame available in the computer's memory. So this is where a page replacement algorithm comes into picture. So the page replacement algorithm will select one out of the 93 in-memory pages to be replaced for the 94th page. And similarly, when the process terminates, all these 93 page frames will be again placed onto the free frame list. Okay, this is how a frame allocation algorithm will be working in the simplest case. So when you make use of a frame allocation algorithm, there are two constraints in the strategies which are used for frame allocation. The first constraint is obviously the number of frames allocated cannot exceed the total number of frames available in the physical memory. The second constraint is that we must allocate at least a minimum number of frames to each and every process residing in the computer's memory. Now, why do we have to allocate a minimum number of frames for each and every process? This is to ensure that, one reason is that to ensure good performance of the computer system. Because we know that when the number of frames allocated to each process decreases, it increases the page fault rate, and it also slows down the process execution. And also we have to remember that whenever there is a page fault, then the instruction execution is stopped and the instruction has to be restarted. Whenever a page fault occurs, the instruction has to be brought from the disk and loaded into the memory, and then the instruction has to be restarted once again. So it's always better that a process should start its execution with at least enough number of frames to hold all the different pages which any single instruction can reference. Okay, for example, let's say you have a load instruction. Let's say, for example, you have a load instruction on page number 19, and say you are using indirect addressing mode. So this load instruction on page number 19 may refer to an address on page number 1, which in turn may be indirectly referring to an address on page number 25. So to execute one load instruction, this particular process would require 3 frames for storing these 3 pages. Okay, so in case assume that this process has been allocated only 2 frames, then it will not be able to execute this load instruction. So it's always required, essential that we have to allocate at least the minimum number of frames required for each and every process. For example, and this minimum number of frames allocated for every process is actually dependent on the architecture. For example, in IBM 370, we have the MVC instruction. This MVC instruction, in this MVC instruction, this would require a minimum of at least 6 frames to 8 frames. Okay, so it actually depends on the architecture and the type of instructions which is present in the architecture. And also the maximum number of frames is actually dependent on the amount of physical memory available in the system. So now let's move on to the frame allocation algorithms. There are 4 different types of frame allocation algorithms. First is the equal allocation, then proportional allocation, then we have the global page replacement allocation, then we have the local page replacement allocation algorithm. Remember that these are all the different types of frame allocation algorithms. Now first is equal allocation algorithm. What is this equal allocation algorithm? As the name says, let's assume that you have n processes in the system and we have m frames. Then we allocate each of these m frames to the n processes by dividing it equally among the process. So each process will be getting m by n number of frames. For example, let's say you have 93 frames in the system and you have 5 processes. Then 93 divided by 5 number of frames will be allocated to each process. 93 divided by 5 will get 18 frames, and so each process will get 18 frames, and if there is any leftover frames, then it will be placed onto the free frame buffer. This scheme is called as equal allocation. The next scheme is called as proportional allocation. So in proportional allocation, what we do is, so in the equal allocation scheme, let's say you have one process which requires only 10 frames, you have one low priority process which requires 10 frames, and you have one high priority interactive database process which requires 127 frames. In equal allocation policy, let's say you have 62 frames available. In equal allocation policy, both the low priority process which requires 10 frames and the high priority process which requires 127 frames, both are going to be equally allocated with 31 frames. And so for the low priority process, the remaining 21 frames is going to become wasted. So in order to avoid that, we go in for the next type of frame allocation strategy called as the proportional allocation. In proportional allocation, what we actually do is we make use of a formula like this. So this formula says that the number of frames allocated for each process Pi is equal to Si divided by S into M. Now, what is the meaning of this Si? Si is the number of frames requirement for the process Pi. And S is the sum of all the total number of frames requirement for all the processes existing in the computer's memory. Okay. And then we have M. M is the total number of free frames available for allocation to the processes. So based on this formula, we will allocate the frames to the process. For example, let's say we take the same previous example. The low priority process requires 10 frames. Let's say you have another process P2 whose requirement is 127 frames. And then, so number of frames allocated for the low priority process, that is for the process P1 would be, the frame requirement for process P1 is 10 divided by total number of frame requirement is 127 plus 10, we will get 137 into the number of frames available, which is 62. So when we do this calculation, we'll get approximately 4 number of frames have to be allocated for process P1. For the second interactive high priority process, you will be getting the number of frames requirement for this process is 127 divided by the total number of frames requirement of all the processes, 127 plus 10, which is 137, into total number of frames is 62. So we'll get approximately 57 frames will be allocated for the second interactive high priority database process. So this is how frames will be allocated in proportional frame allocation algorithm. The third type of algorithm is global page replacement allocation algorithm. So in global page replacement allocation algorithm, how it will be selecting a replacement frame. Whenever a frame has to be selected for replacement, then the replacement frame will be selected from the set of all frames. That is, that each process will select a replacement frame from its own available set of allocated frames, as well as the frames allocated to all other processes existing in the system. Okay, that is called global page replacement allocation. The other type of strategy is local page replacement allocation. In local page replacement allocation, each process will select a page frame for replacement only from its own set of allocated frames. Okay, let's say if you have a process P1 which has been allocated 3 frames and it needs a frame for replacement, then it will select one of the pages from these 3 frames only. It will not try to take away the frames of any other process. But in global page replacement algorithm, it will try to get a replacement frame from its own set as well as from the frames allocated to all other processes existing in the system. Okay, but this global page replacement allocation algorithm is good for high priority processes. Let's say if you have a high priority process and it needs more number of frames, then it can try to get the frames from its own allocated set as well as from the frames which is available for, which has been allocated to all other processes, other low priority processes existing in the system. So when you compare it with the local page replacement policy, the disadvantage in the global page replacement allocation algorithm is that, so in the global page replacement algorithm, a process cannot control its own page fault rate. That is, if a process makes use of the global page replacement algorithm, then which pages are going to be in memory is dependent on not only its own paging behavior, but it's also dependent on the paging behavior of other processes, because any process can take away the frame of any other process. So I don't know whether my page will reside in memory or not, because any other process can take away that frame and use it for its own purpose. Okay, so I cannot control whether my page and my frame will be available to me till I finish my execution or not in global page replacement strategy. The other strategies in the local page replacement allocation strategy, a process will be able to identify, predict whether its pages will be available for execution or not, because it is only going to select the frames for replacement, and it's going to select the frames from its own set of allocated frames only. If my frame is going to be replaced, that is going to be done by me only. No other process is going to snatch the frame from me. So in local page replacement strategy, the set of pages in memory for a process is affected only by the paging behavior of that process alone. It's not affected by the paging behavior of any other process. Okay, but still we may have a disadvantage with local page replacement. Say for example, you have a particular process P1 which needs 2 frames for execution, and these 2 frames are free and it is available, but it belongs to some other process. In local page replacement, even though the frames are free and it is available, because of the reason that it belongs to some other process and it cannot take the frames of other processes, this process cannot take the frames of the other process even though it is free and available. It can only take the frame from its own pages only. So that is the disadvantage with local page replacement. It will hinder the execution of the process by not making available to it other frames of other processes. So from this you can conclude that global page replacement will help in greater system throughput, and so it is most commonly used frame allocation policy being used by operating systems. So that is all about the different types of frame allocation algorithms. They are nothing but equal allocation algorithm, proportional allocation algorithm, global page replacement frame allocation, and local page replacement allocation. Hope you would have understood the contents in the video. Till I see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.